Procurement teams in the US, Germany, and the UAE manage supply chains worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But when they need to screen a new supplier in India or Southeast Asia, they cannot jump on a plane for every initial check. They rely on supplier videos as their first filter, and almost immediately they encountered two extremes: either a shaky smartphone recording shot hurriedly between shifts, or a polished, substance-free corporate promo, complete with drone shots of the parking lot. To an international buyer, both approaches suggest the same thing: this facility is not ready for real scrutiny. They often move on to the next candidate within seconds. To win export contracts, suppliers need to understand how these videos are consumed. Global buyers do not watch them for brand appreciation. They are running a structured mental audit. As they watch, they are looking for specific evidence. Do you have the capacity for this order? Is the workflow controlled? Where does quality get verified? And how exactly does the shipment leave the building? Because procurement managers screen dozens of facilities, a video that leaves these questions unanswered simply gets skipped. The opportunity to be shortlisted vanishes before the physical audit even begins. Inside a live plant, heavy machinery is running, and personnel are focused on quotas. You cannot pause operations to stage a film shoot. Weeks before a camera is even switched on, a shoot schedule must be built around live production shifts. The goal is to capture genuine, active manufacturing. Doing this requires navigating strict environmental, health, and safety protocols. The crew completes site inductions, coordinates with the plant's EHS team, and wears mandated personal protective equipment. Then there is the legal compliance. Under regulations like India's Data Protection Act, capturing identifiable personnel requires proper notice and appearance consent forms in their native languages. General video agencies routinely underestimate these hurdles. A trained industrial crew plans camera positions during shift transitions, avoiding interruption to active production. This meticulous groundwork is the only way to document the unvarnished reality of the floor without disrupting the operations. An effective video mirrors a product's chronological journey. It begins at the receiving dock, showing how raw materials are labeled and controlled. Next, it captures key transformation stages in logical order, showing active machinery processing materials, not idle equipment. As the timeline progresses, procurement managers actively scan the frame for trust signals. These are visual proof points that verify quality and compliance without needing a voiceover. Buyers look for physical, sector-specific certificates, like ISO 9001, with the official issuing body and scope clearly visible on camera, not a generic logo. They also look for visible quality control checkpoints on the production floor. That means inspection benches in active use, operated by personnel identified on screen by designation. Finally, the sequence must prove the facility's ability to ship safely. This requires showing export-ready packaging, proper palletizing, and orderly warehouse staging. By aligning to this physical life cycle, the supplier answers every risk assessment question on a buyer's checklist before they even ask. Even perfectly captured footage is useless if it creates technical friction. If a file buffers endlessly or an email server rejects the attachment, the screening ends. Global outreach demands rigid technical constraints. The safe default is a standard 1080p MP4. Through competent compression, file size must stay under 100 megabytes for easy downloading. It also requires professional English subtitles and voiceovers when ambient plant noise competes with the audio. This ensures the video integrates seamlessly into buyer workflows on directories like IndiaMart or Alibaba. Technical optimization is the final necessary bridge between a supplier's factory floor and a buyer's desktop. Once complete, a rigorously structured 90-second to 3-minute walkthrough replaces static pitch decks entirely. It outperforms printed brochures by providing a complete, auditable story. This asset accelerates every stage of the sales sequence. It can be linked in the initial request for quotation response, included in vendor registration submissions, and sent as a pre-meeting share before a video call. Seeing the manufacturing process in real time grants the supplier a verifiable edge over competitors during the exact moment a sourcing shortlist is being narrowed. In the high-stakes export market, clever slogans and marketing fluff hold no weight. Buyers need to see a controlled workflow. Trust in global procurement comes from the visual evidence of a tightly managed, auditable supply chain.